All right, what's up, family? Yeah, we had to do this video. Had to, because it's just nonsense. And what I'm talking about here, y'all all seen it on the internet, the news. It's just ridiculous nowadays. And then we're going to title this one with what we're talking about. That's Carnival cruise ship nonsense. When y'all say it's ridiculous, it's like, first of all, when I see them large crowds in Carnival, the number one question, before we get into all the unethical nonsense, I say, why would Carnival overbook like that? Did y'all see them crowds? Man, if I was on that ship, I would be like, there's no way. There's ain't no way in the world. I'm not going down on the deck. I'm not getting in the pool. I'm not, man, this was a big disaster. Why would they overbook like that, number one? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, it frustrates me when I say that.
But you know what, baby? It came a point where people would say, damn, these Carnival prices are overpricing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe some people, they say, well, we need a break. We need something really reasonable price.
And by you saying that, that's why they overbook. Because I was finding out that Carnival was lowering the price so low that people was just taking full extreme advantage of it. And then therefore, by they doing that, now all their misconduct started to happen. Matter of fact, that's gonna be the perfect word for this video, misconduct. Now you look at, I love to give you word of the day, and y'all heard it before, but let's give you the actual definition. It means inappropriate or unethical behavior by an individual who don't follow rules or standards. Mm-hmm. When y'all say that, when they found out that here it is, y'all, Carnival Cruise had lowered the price under $100. Now I don't know how many days that applied for, but still, now you when people hear that, they go under $100, all you could drink, people love to get drunk, right? Oh, all you could eat, man, they come out the woodworks. Man, now we done been on multiple cruises, right?
Yeah.
We ain't never paid no $79, $99 for a cruise. Our cruises always was like $400, $500, $600 or more.
You would say in a price like that, it's a catch.
It's a catch.
It's a catch, right?
And you know what the catch is? Just like Kevin Hart movie, remember? Soul Plane? Carnival Cruise now, unless they fix this nonsense, they have become equivalent to the joke of a movie, Soul Plane, with all the misconduct on Soul Plane. Remember, word of the day, misconduct. Inappropriate, unethical behavior by an individual who don't follow rules or standards. Remember Soul Plane? Now Carnival has made themselves like the Soul Boat with all the nonsense going on. Like, come on, man, y'all on the ship, Soul Ship, yeah.
Soul Ship.
Y'all on the daggone boat twerking and doing all this nonsense, and it's just overbooked. It make anybody feel uncomfortable. No, unlike when all the times we done been on Royal Caribbean, we done been on Carnival multiple times, we done been on the Norwegian, which is wonderful, the MSC, we done been on all of that, right? But it ain't never been no damn $79, $99. We be paying hundreds upon hundreds, right? And of course, all four of us, me, you, and our two daughters, our trip cost us $5, $6, $7 grand, depending on, one time we did it for 7 days, one time we did it for 10 days. You know what I'm saying? So we paying like in the grands. We paying, I wish it was $79, $99. But see, that's the way Carnival can keep all the misconduct down. Raise them doggone prices. Another way they could keep it down. See, now they coming up with all these rules. They saying it's a curfew, that kids can't be out after a certain part of time of night without the guidance of a parent. The unlimited drinking, now is a limit. You have to have these rules, because if you don't have these rules, there's going to be major misconduct. Once again, that's the word of the day. What is misconduct? Because that's what Carnival is dealing with. They dealing with major misconduct. What does misconduct mean? Inappropriate, unethical behavior by an individual who don't follow rules or standards. They there to break all the rules. You're like, man, we got a professional thing going on here, and you invited a whole bunch of people with misconduct behavior, breaking all the rules.
You know what I really feel?
It's embarrassing.
You know, it is. You know what I really feel sorry for? The people that work there.
Good point.
People work so hard to maintain and to give you a great service, and you come down to the
and they can't even take tips. And now they dealing with a whole bunch of misconduct behavior nonsense.
Right. And
on
then,
top of that.
And then you come to the ship and you make it so impossible and miserable for the workers. Isn't that ridiculous?
Y'all seen some of these videos. It's ridiculous.
And then on top of that, what really gets on my nerves is that some people mess it up for other people.
Yes.
It's like, wow, you're giving it a fair price. You have an opportunity to pay for something that you're able to afford, because a lot of people
pleasurable, and y'all gonna mess it up.
There's a lot of people that they never been on a trip because they can't afford it. So now a privilege
they make it affordable, and y'all destroy it.
And you mess it up like that.
See, and look at how
it really burns me up, because we could have been one of those people where say, wow, I would like to have our family have a inexpensive
great trip.
Yeah, but because of their irresponsibility behavior, now it's gonna cost us to not have that privilege.
Sure, we ain't never had no doggone trip for no $79, $99, and a lot of it be coming out of Galveston, Texas. Now it could be other areas, but I hear Galveston, Texas is one of the main hubs that it come out where all the nonsense, where most of the nonsense come out of. But yo, Carnival, y'all gotta do better. Y'all gotta do better, man, because that is ridiculous. Number one, y'all should not be overbooking like that. And then y'all just, come on, man. It's just, that would discourage most people. When they see that, they go, oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going there. If I see that many people like that, like, what? Nah, cancel our trip. We are not doing that. Is ridiculous.
So my question is as well, you get $79 for what? How many days?
I don't know how many days it was for, but I don't care if it was just for 1 or 2 days. That was overbooking. That was a disaster. See, you got to remember. Now, I remember Corey Holcomb said this on his show a while ago, and he hit it right on the nose. He said it's normally when people own stuff, they more responsible when they going out and having a pleasurable time. Such as when people own their property, meaning their house. When you own a business. See, these are prestigious people with integrity. But when you inviting Ray, Shaniqua, Carlos, Teresa from these messed up trailer park homes and the projects, when you inviting them, Amy from the projects and Amy from the trailer park home, when you inviting these type of people that don't own nothing, oh, trust me, their whole thing is to come to your place of business, work, that ship, your house. Their whole thing is to steal what is not nailed down, break stuff, act stupid about it, naive about it, destroy stuff. Matter of fact, it reminds me, remember many years ago, our youngest daughter, here it is, we live in a nice house, nice neighborhood that we work hard for, right? Yeah. Bringing our daughters up in the right way, better than what we had it, because that's the main goal for most parents, right? You want your kids to have a better life than you had. Even if you got a good life, you go, no, my kids got to have a better life. That's my job as a parent, right? But remember, our youngest daughter, she said to us, she said, oh, Daddy, could we have a party in the house? I want to have a party in the house with all my friends from the high school one day. Could we do that? My answer to her, when she said that, I went just like that. I was like, hell no. You out of your mind? Ain't no hell no. You ain't have no party here. Why? So all your so-called, because they're not your real friends. So your so-called friends could tear our house up? Is you crazy? You out your damn mind. She's like, here she go. Young adolescents.
That's what I was going to say.
Thank you. Young adolescents, because at the time she was what, like 14 or something. She said, but Dad, they're not going to tear it. You don't know. Look, you are an adolescent. We adults. We know better. Let me tell you something. Like Corey Holcomb said, when people come to your setting where they don't own stuff, their whole alternative is to have misconduct. Remember what misconduct means? Inappropriate, unethical behavior by an individual who don't follow rules or standards. Their whole thing is to destroy your house. If we would have let her have a party in that doggone house while we went on our vacations, because that's what she said. She said, Daddy, why don't you and Mommy go on a nice vacation, and while y'all gone, we could have a party. Me and my sister, we have a party.
So
I mean, you out your damn mind.
That is very foolish. I can say that
she instantly made me upset with that.
You can say that they're mostly young kids have that attitude, but don't sleep on older people. They have that same attitude that the young cats have.
If they don't own nothing.
But even that, babe, you got people that they own something, but they still that they own something.
And you know what that is? That's jealousy and envy.
It's rare when they don't keep up with their place.
But if they come to your way to destroy it, that's jealousy and envy.
Oh, yeah,
because they like, oh man, they got this, they got that.
Definitely.
Oh, I'm gonna be in there. I'm gonna actually use their toilet in their bathroom, and I'm gonna use the toilet tissue like this.
Yeah,
and flush it and clog up their toilet. You know, I'm gonna jump down the stairs. You know, I'm gonna drink up stuff and spill it all the time. I'm gonna be purpose. Oh, I spilled some. I'm sorry. They ain't sorry. They doing it on purpose. Remember that? It was a movie a while ago. My daughters were making a big deal about. They had this big party, and the guy went online and posted it online. And next you know, the whole town and the surrounding towns, they flooded this kid's house. M80 in the toilet, blow it up. All this nonsense, all kind of crap in the pool. They tore his house up. And it reminded me, remember in that same neighborhood where we lived, the girl up the street, her family went on vacation. And she did just like that video on the movie. She threw a party and put it online, and our neighborhood got flooded. You couldn't even double park on the street. It was cars everywhere. Even the park across the street from us, there was cars all parked in the park, in the park across the street where you're not even supposed to be there at nighttime. They was even parked on the grass in the park. It got so out of hand. Almost every neighbor was calling the police, and before you know it, cops flooded the place. And when cops flooded the place, they shut that party down. And not only they shut it down, they notified the parents. However, they got in touch with her, whatever, and they fined that girl a big, large amount of money for what did they fined her for? Disturbing the peace or whatever. They gave her a big old fine, and she was bragging, talking about, I made X amount of money because I was charging people money to come in the park. Yeah, but now a big fine destroyed that.
That goes.
Man, that pissed me off. Tore our neighborhood up for that one night.
That reminds me of the video that you did. It said kids have no idea what they put their kids through. Kids have no idea what parents got to go through right here. Because it's so much stuff kids do. Like I said, our daughter talking about, could we throw a party at the house while y'all gone? You out your damn mind. Yeah, but remember, Papito, it's not only young kids. You got older people that they have their behavior. It's ridiculous. And then when you go to somebody's house and you see the way they live, or even pass by and you see these houses that they don't even take care of, that goes to show adults. They said, nah. It makes me think twice about inviting you to.
No, you're absolutely right about that. We see some adults where they don't give a damn about their property. You're right, I agree. Because some people you like, and you hate to have a neighbor like that. You be like, this joker don't care nothing about his property.
Even if when you look at certain videos on those cruises, it's not only young heads that was in there.
Yeah, you're right.
It was older cats.
Yeah, you're right.
And you saying to yourself, they should know better.
No, you're right. You might have even been over in somebody's car. And you get in their car, you like, oh man, this is disgusting in here, man. You got McDonald's fries on them. You got sticky stuff on the counter. What is it? Man, I don't even want to sit in the seat. What is this? Oh yeah, I spilled a little, so I've been meaning to clean it up. Now you be like, man, if your car like this, I can only imagine your house. You don't give a damn. So you're right.
They have that I don't care mentality, and it's like, it goes to show, once again, like I was saying from the beginning of this video, these people that are so irresponsible mess it up for good people. Because a lot of people, they can't afford to pay hundreds and hundreds of
that's how you keep the nonsense down, though. Raise that daggone price.
Yeah. So when you
think about all the cruises we've been on, per person we spent hundreds upon hundreds and hundreds of dollars, right?
Yeah.
All together we spent thousands of dollars for our trip. And when you walked on the deck, it was peaceful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a lot of people, but it wasn't crowded.
You was able to walk.
You was able to get in the swimming pool, right? Try to go on that Carnival now. You be like, man, I ain't getting in that damn pool. Look out, that look disgusting. How the heck the swimming pool got 50 people in it, and it's only probably about a I would say maybe a 18 by 18 pool, and you got 50 people.
A lot of people mess it up for other people.
The pool was probably a little bigger than that. Probably a little bigger than that. That's 16 by 16. So let's just say the pool, I'm going to go as far as say 20 by 18. And you got 50 people in that. Nah, you got 60 people. Nah. See, when you being cheap, you know the old saying we heard, you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. Matter of fact, watch this. Now, you know this to be true. I remember I was trying to be cheap back in the day. I'm going to give you two stories of me trying to be cheap.
Oh, that...
One was, I was like, because, we was always paying 4, 5, 6. Our vacations, we was always paying The lowest vacation we had was like $4,000 for all 4 of us. But we was always paying anywhere from $4,000 to $8,000 for our trips, because sometimes we stay 7 days, sometimes we stay 10 days. So, and it depends on other stuff that we pay for. But in this one trip, I was trying to be cheap. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I paid for it. I was like, man, I ain't going to no travel agency, and I ain't calling no, man, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna go online, I'm gonna find us a trip. And I was online all night, and I found one. I found an all-inclusive trip.
Yeah, in a box of a
It was like the episode on Martin. Remember when Martin got the vacation on the back of the cereal box? They had a big cockroach in there. That's what it was. I found it. I said, oh man, it was an all-inclusive round trip tickets for all 4 of us. Me and my wife, my 2 daughters, our 2 daughters. It was round trip airfare, and it was all-inclusive for 7 days. The room, food, all of that, and it was only $1,100. I was like, man, I found a sweet deal, man. man, we don't need no travel agency, but man, next thing you know,
we got there at night, right? We got there at night because it was dark, but it was really.
Yeah.
Really nobody.
The airline was Frontier. That was a no-no right there. Frontier was the airline, and when we was on that airline, it was like this. Before the airplane even started, the captain got online, and he, normally he say stuff like, "Welcome aboard to the airline." It'd be like, "Welcome aboard to JetBlue, United Airlines, whatever," right? And they go, "American Airlines, everybody, fasten your seatbelt, and it's gonna be a 2-hour, 3-hour trip, and we hope everybody have a pleasant ride. There will be refreshments and everything passed through, and blanket if you need it. Everyone, thanks for flying, and have a great trip." Nah, not on Frontier. Frontier was like this. First of all, the intercom was horrible. It was like, "Hello, everybody. It's just like that, yeah. Just about to leave the gate here, and
oh my God.
Just to let you know, on this flight here, it will be about 2 hours and 10-minute flight, and be prepared," because the guy said, "Be prepared." I was like, "What?" He said, "Be prepared because there will be a lot of turbulence on this flight here. So just be prepared." Just to let everybody know ahead of time in advance that there will be a lot of turbulence. And we was on that plane. We was like this. I swear, I ain't never been on that much damn turbulence in my life. I was shaking so bad. And ain't nothing worse than being not in control. Because I was like, man, this seemed like a damn... the wing gonna fall off or something, man. I was holding on like man. And when we land, boy, I was like, man, get me the hell off this plane. We ain't flying back. I don't care that it's we find another airline. We are not flying back with this crap. But anyway, when we got to the airport, remember, I paid $1,100 for 7 days all inclusive, right? Next thing you know, everything just went down. When we got at the airport, I thought maybe the hotel was like a 10-minute ride from the hotel. We could just catch a cab. Nah, we got off. I asked around to the people that was there. Everybody trying to hustle you at the airport. Y'all know how it go. They all trying to hustle you. Buy this, get me, take a ride here, right there. So I asked, I said, "Hey man, we going to the hotel such and such." And the guy was like, "Yeah, brother, what they say what they say the hotel you going there, brother?" I was like, "Oh, the hotel such and such, blah blah blah." He said, "Oh man, there's about a 2, maybe a 3-hour ride in here, man." I was like, "What? 3-hour ride?" I said, "Nah, man, no." I said, "Man," I told my wife, I said, "Let me ask somebody else." I asked somebody else. They was like, "Oh, you saying you going to the hotel such and such?" I was like, "Yeah." They was like, "Yo, I haven't tell you, man. I said, like, I've got a 2-hour drive, maybe something like that. Depending in the traffic. But, the traffic, nobody, maybe an hour and a half."
We were already discouraged.
So I was like, an hour and a half, and it was late. We got there like, see, this is how bad. We got there like 11:30 at night. It was dark as hell, right? So now, the guy, I said, "Damn, man." And then my kids and y'all said, "But babe, what happened with the transfer? Didn't you get a transfer?" Because we always do a transfer. Yeah, it'd be from the airport. We get a shuttle. It's all included. But we didn't. I try to be cheap. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, "Babe, you ain't get a transfer?" I was like, how many? I was like, "Nah, I ain't get the transfer." So now, next thing you know, we finally found somebody other than the high ones. Because this one was high, that guy was high. We found one. A guy came to us. He said, "Look, man, all these people, they're gonna try to rob you, man. Let me take you, man. I give you right, man."
No different.
And he wasn't that much better, but he was better than them. He told us because we was getting $400, $500. Joker told him out $350. But then this guy, he said, "Look, I charge you, man. He said, I charge you $60 a person. Okay, $60 a person. And I take it there. It get you maybe hour half, man. So I said, $60. I said, damn, that's $120. I said, damn, that's $240. He said, look, I tell you what, I give you a break, man. I give you a break. I charge you $60 for you and your wife together. That's $120, man. And because you got two little pygmies, he said pygmies. I was like, pygmies? What the hell? Pygmies. That's what Jamaicans call kids, pygmies. He said, because you have two little pygmies, I tell you, I charge you $1 for the two. So he said $120, and then it's $60 for the pygmies together. All together, you're looking $180, man. So I said,
not only that, Papi, it's getting worse. The food.
Yeah, but hold on, I'm gonna get to that. She right.
God,
so now I had to pay $180 for me and my wife, my kids, and they took these back roads. Man, it looked like we was in Bolivia. Everybody selling oranges and donuts. 1 o'clock in the morning, they on the highway selling stuff. I'm like, man, what the hell? Where the hell are you driving us, man? It looked there ghetto as heck, man. It looked crazy and things, man. If y'all ever seen them roads in Bolivia, he had us up on a mountaintop driving over a cliff where you could see deep down. I was like, man, this looks dangerous. And then we finally got to the hotel at like 2 in the morning. This trip just kept getting worse. And like my wife said, the food was horrible. I found out where I had booked this flight, this trip, the reason it was so cheap, it was at a geriatric place. I didn't realize it was for all elderly people, and we was only young people there.
Yeah, because they made sure that the food didn't have no
sugar,
or
oh
MSG.
My God, it was the most horrible trip.
They didn't believe in MSG or no sugar because obviously it was for elderly.
It was horrible, and
he was crushed because
they was killing me.
When it comes to sweets,
they was killing me.
When it comes to sweets, it had no sugar, and he was like, I think we're gonna have to head back home.
But then my wife and my daughters was dogging me. They was like, see, you trying to be cheap, and we're out here looking like Boo Boo the Fool. And I'm looking at them like, how y'all gonna be running y'all mouth when I'm the one paying for everything? Like, but yo, even the next day, when we was walking on the beach, my little daughters, they was like, hey, Daddy.
That was the youngest.
Yeah, my little daughter, she said, Daddy. We was on a glass ship bottom boat, right? She said, hey, Daddy, why don't people got no clothes on, right?
No, she first said, those people look strange.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're right.
Those people look strange.
They look strange.
And when he looked, oh my God, it was a naked beach.
We was right next to hedonism. It was elderly people week. And they would look like prunes, like they say. It's always the nudist beach. The people that need to have their clothes on be the ones that be naked. In the movies, they show you these beautiful people. Nah.
You don't really like that scene.
Oh my God, it was horrible. When we looked, and I seen what she said, they look strange. I said, oh hell no, man. Y'all turn this way. I said, man, what kind of nonsense is this? Man, we at a geriatric place where people walk around nude, man. But yeah, man. Back to the topic. See, and that was all trying to be cheap. That's Carnival. Carnival you up here trying to make prices so low, you're gonna bring a lot of misconduct. And remember, let's go again. Word of the day. What does misconduct mean? Inappropriate, unethical behavior by an individual that don't follow rules or standards. Yo, Carnival, from us to you, you cannot go with these dirt cheap prices because you're going to get a whole bunch of misconduct behavior that they're going to do nothing but destroy your property. They're not there to have a good time. They're there to purposely destroy.
And it's not fair again, I have to go back to that because I feel for them. The people that work there, the people that have to get up early in the morning to make sure they get on that cruise and put everything up to date because they want us to feel great and be able to enjoy the cruise. And you got irresponsible people coming here messing it up. That don't have no brain, no manage. And I'm not going to say young cats, and I'm not even going to say older cats. It's for an entire, whether it's old or young. Yeah. It's people that don't know how to have the responsibility to have some common sense.
No, you're absolutely right, because that point you made, it's not just young people. It's normally people with misconduct behavior. These are normally people that don't own anything. That's why they destroy stuff. But like she said, you do got some that own stuff. Because we seen people with their houses and your neighbors or whoever, and you see how you be like, they don't give a damn. They just tear the place up. They make the whole neighborhood look bad. Y'all know what we talking about. But yeah, Carnival, come on. We've been on Carnival ships many times in the past.
And it's never been
And it's
that
always
way.
been beautiful and very eventful. And that's why we always start to go back. But in most recent times, come on, Carnival. Y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better. Those rules, y'all need to apply them and enforce them. You know, they starting to leave people at the dock that they land now because they like, yo, we getting tired of this. But hey, and Carnival, raise them prices and you'll keep away people. We know you don't want to raise them so high that people deteriorate scared, but you want to make them the way they used to be. Make people comfortable. You should never be overbooking. That is nonsense. I don't care what the price is. Overbooking is always going to be a problem. You could go throughout history. Anytime you put a lot of people together, it's going to be a problem. Even colleges have done experiments with mice and rats. When you put one or two mice, you put two mice in a maze thing, and you put adequate enough food, the two mice and rats are fine. Then you put two more mice or rats. Guess what? It's adequate food. Everything's fine. But then when they put 10 more rats in there and mice, guess what? The rats and mice started eating each other up. They even started doing gay stuff. You know, it's like, because why? It is too much congestion. Therefore, people start acting with misconduct in all levels of misconduct. So if they did that with mice and rats, think about it. Even in areas where there's too many people in that trailer park, that's why it's nonsense going on. It's too many people in those projects, that's why it's nonsense going on. It's too many people on that Carnival ship, it's going to be nonsense. Stop overbooking, and you'll settle a lot of those problems.